Well, good afternoon and welcome to Pay Entry's weekly webinar. I'm Kathy Graham, head of HR Services, and I want to welcome you to today's event. We're going to talk about today employee bonus programs in um, 2022. They're different now. They're more important, I think. Our agenda today is why pay bonuses, the types of bonuses, and the bonus structure tips. So how to set them up. If you have any questions, please put them in the questions box and we will answer those at the end of the session. Also, you have a handout in the handout section on your screen. It is a PDF of today's presentation. If you'd like to view the recording later, you can do so tomorrow on our website where we have all of our past webinars posted. So let's start out by talking about why should you pay bonuses in the first place? Aren't salaries and benefits enough? Well, giving bonuses allows you to reward your top performers without increasing fixed costs year over year. It adds you, some companies that have pay structures in place even have bonuses set up for those who have maxed out on their pay range, and they get bonuses each year instead of an increase in pay. That's kind of another type of a compensation program, but this allows you not to increase your fixed cost on a year-by-year basis. And certain bonuses do attract top talent. And in today's tight labor market, we're seeing more companies having to step up and create some bonus structure up front, both internally and externally, because it does set you apart from the competition. And we're going to talk about those particular types of programs in a minute. Bonuses can also increase your retention rates. We're trying to get people to stay today because of the great resignation. People are leaving. They're finding other places to go because the labor market is so tight. But if you have bonus programs in place, that can actually hold people to your organization, because if they're not there when the bonus is paid out, they don't get the bonus. So if they're in the middle of a bonus program, this is something that keeps people tied to your organization. So let's look at the different types of employee bonus programs. First of all, we're going to talk about annual bonuses for teams or individuals. And these are probably one of the more popular. You set goals at the beginning of a performance cycle, whether it's your fiscal year or the person's appraisal period. And team incentives actually are very popular now, and they're best used when a group effort is required to get some product out the door or project finished. If there is a team assigned to it, obviously it's better to create an incentive for the whole team so they're all pulling in the right direction rather than incentivize the top players on that team. And you can do both, but generally a team incentive program would reward everyone on the team. One of the reasons that individuals are not singled out in these team incentive programs is that sometimes it's hard to quantify who's pulling their weight the most. I mean, you can obviously tell by the way that the team is pulling who is not pulling their weight. So, but sometimes it's harder to identify those individual efforts. Creating a motivating annual incentive bonus program is fairly easy. You need to set clear, consistent, and measurable goals tied to either an individual role or a team roles. So it's very important. Another thing is to make those um, incentive programs um, real. They need to be achievable. It's the word I was looking for. If you set a goal, even though it's clear, consistent, and measurable, and it's not achievable, then none of the people will buy into it, because if they know they can't get to that goal, then why should they even try? So make sure that it is also achievable in their minds. Goals should be meaningful, and employees need to know how their actions or lack of relate to the overall company goals. How does this piece fit into the overall corporate objective? Let's look at another type of an employee bonus program. It's called a spot bonus. These are used by about 39% of companies. This was a pay scale um, um, survey that we looked at. So they're given on the spot, just like they sound, to reward desirable behavior. That's going above and beyond providing exceptional customer service. So it should be, something that's truly above and beyond. To create a motivating spot bonus program, you need to create different levels of spot bonuses or different kinds of spot bonuses. What are you rewarding? Customer service levels, or it could be anything that you come up with that you could award on the spot. You need to set a budget, and then you need to make it count. The rewards need to be reasonable but meaningful, and make it a surprise. This should not be something that happens every week. Look, it would get to the point where it's like an employee of the month club. Don't make it like that. Make it a surprise, and do it in front of other people, either by email or in public, awarding the spot bonus to the person, highlighting why they got it. But it shouldn't be something that's so easy to get that it becomes routine. So make sure that it counts. Make sure that it's meaningful and that you aren't just awarding an employee of the week. Um, that gets old pretty fast. Another type of employee bonus programs, which are fairly popular today, are referral bonus programs. This is also used by 39% of the companies surveyed, so it is popular, and I imagine that it's inching up here because more companies are using this. We use it at MPay or Pay Entry. Um, this bonus is given to employees who refer job candidates who get hired and complete a probationary period. Creating one of these programs is very simple. You need to, first of all, develop a policy. Always, when you're putting together any kind of a bonus program, make sure you put it in writing and that several people put their heads together. It's not just one person coming up with the bonus program. You need to determine how you're going to handle payments. Do you want the employee to be there for 90 days before you award the bonus to the employee? Or is that something you, on day one, when they walk in the door, you pay the employee that referred them a bonus? Everyone does it differently. Most of the time, it is done when they walk in the door, but I've seen many companies do it if they stayed during their probationary period, which is whatever, 60 or 90 days, then the employee will get that bonus. And consider offering higher bonuses for referring hard to find candidates. You can have a set um, bonus of, so let's just say $100 for referring someone that is hired and stays. But if you're looking for a specific type of programmer or engineer, and they're difficult to find, and someone comes up with one of those that stays, maybe you make it $250. So it's helps to have people looking for people for you. And motivating a, a referral bonus program does require that you advertise it internally. If you have one and you don't talk about it, or you don't talk to um, your group about who's recently gotten one, who referred a certain employee, you need to talk it up, because when you talk it up, it becomes more important and there's more awareness of what could actually happen if they refer someone else refers them. Another bonus program that's very popular right now is signing or hiring bonuses. 34% of companies surveyed by PayScale actually use one of these. And I think some companies that haven't used it in the past are adding this because of the difficulty in hiring. These are used if they're standard in your industry. A lot of companies just know that they're going to have to do that because other companies, their competitors are doing it. And then if the market for the position is tight, it's definitely something you're going to want to think about doing. And today's market is tight, I think, for all industries. And if you need a candidate with hard to find skills, that's another reason to do a sign-on or a hiring bonus. You want to make sure that the candidate is motivated to move from another state. Then you offer them a signing bonus to get them to move. Now, a lot of times nowadays we can be remote, but if you need the person in your headquarters and you want them to move, it may be that you need to give them some sort of a relocation bonus. And then designing an effective sign-on or hiring bonus program is very straightforward. First of all, the first thing on the list is create that written policy. The policy is very important because when it gets time to pay out an amount and you have someone arguing with you that you can't do that or that's not the policy, you can go right back to the policy and show that individual. The other thing you could do when you're offering one of these types of bonus programs is to consider staggering the payout of the bonus. Give them half at signing, and then the remainder after the first quarter or when they've been there 6 months. That creates a retention bonus at the same time that it creates the hiring bonus. And let's just look at some bonus structure tips, how to put these things together. Well, first thing we talk about is create a written policy. Very, very important. And have the top management sign off on this. If you don't, you're going to hit a roadblock somewhere down the line. Make sure all of your supervisors and managers are aware of the policy. And then have an established budget. I know working in HR never has a budget for anything. I've worked for huge companies that had no budgets for anything outside people, the payroll and benefits, and we had to be very creative about some things that we did. So HR is probably one of the more creative departments in the company. They have to work with nothing for the most part. So make sure you've got a budget up front so you're not scrounging around when you get ready to hire someone. Base the plan that you create or the plans on quantifiable, measurable, and meaningful results. If people are given goals that are not meaningful, then and they don't see the reason for it, then they are, or they think that it's not attainable, then they won't, you won't have good results. They don't buy into it. Make sure you specify the goals for each of your program, how the progress is going to be measured, and how often, if it's a goal, if it's something based on goals met and achievements. And then have a method in place to collect and analyze the data. If your systems, your HR systems can't track the data, you're in big trouble. You need to make sure before you put one in place that you can track the results that you're going to be measuring, and that those results are valid and respected by those who are being evaluated. And consider setting tiered goals. That's different bonus levels for different achievements. I said different bonus levels for different bonus levels, but it's different bonus levels for different goal achievements. Sorry about that. If let's just say if they get halfway there, to their achievement of the goal, then you ratchet it up a little bit. Maybe it's 50% for the first 6 months and then 100% for the second or something. You just ratchet it up if they get halfway to their goal. Create a stronger incentive on the top end. And then make sure employees know what they have to do to get the bonus. Review with the entire staff or those individuals who are eligible. Give them a handout in writing, something they can look back at. Maybe you record your presentation if it's virtual so they can access it on your website, on your intranet, and go back and look at it again. But make sure everyone is well informed about the rules and who can participate, and make it kind of one of your top priorities for the first probably 2 months after you kick one of these off. And then make sure you advertise it, not advertise, but talk it up throughout the year. Okay, as usual, our presentations on Thursdays are pretty brief because we know you're busy people. So, does anyone have any questions that we can ask for you? I think maybe we do. Let's just see here. Um, we have someone that wants to know if you have a list of sample goals based on job title. I will see if I can find you something and send it to you. Any other questions? For the most part, if you sample goals in based on job title, you would, if you've got an engineer and they've got certain um, things that are on their list of things to do that year, sample goals would be creating a new product, or um, maybe if it's a manager or supervisor, the retention rate of their staff would be important to you. So things like retention of employees and reaching a goal for sales in your sales department, those kinds of things. But let me see what I can find for you, and I'll put that together. If you have any questions after this presentation is over, feel free to reach out to me. It's cgraham@payentry.com. Pretty easy. Or give me a call. Um, you can also go on our website and see our past webinars, and we hope to see you virtually next Thursday. I believe the topic next week is FSAs, HRAs, and HSAs. We're going to look at the differences between them and which might be best for your company. So we'll see you next week.